To the drama in D.C. now, all about former Trump advisor Sam Nunberg and his shocking remarks about the Russia investigation.
Well, he first refused to appear before the grand jury, and then he reversed himself. Meanwhile, the White House says it's all under control. Our D.C. Bureau Chief Ross Palumbo live now with the latest from the White House. Ross.
Well, Laura and Calvin, all of that going on, plus the president just wrapping up a press conference with the Prime Minister of Sweden. In it, the president saying he is standing firm despite pleas from the EU, standing firm on his plan to tax imported aluminum and steel. And the president also speaking out about the chaotic atmosphere here at the White House.
Everybody wants to work in the White House.
On the heels of Hope Hicks resigning and during constant speculation over the future of Attorney General Jeff Sessions, Special Advisor Jared Kushner, and National Security Advisor H.R. McMaster, the president suddenly insisting the White House is not in crisis. Tweeting, the new fake news narrative is that there is chaos in the White House. Wrong. But in the same tweet, the president also saying, I still have some people that I want to change, seemingly negating his whole point.
You would like to see some change in the people around you. Does that include your Attorney General Jeff Sessions or either of your cabinet secretaries?
No, I don't really talk about that. I just said that the White House has tremendous energy.
Meanwhile, White House aide Kellyanne Conway now under fire.
I was willing to go into a public interview.
The Office of Special Counsel now saying she broke the law when using her official title to weigh into Alabama's special election. The White House saying Kellyanne Conway did not advocate for or against the election of any particular candidate. She simply expressed the president's obvious position that he have people in the House and Senate who support his agenda. Also today, in the wake of former Trump campaign advisor Sam Nunberg's on-again, off-again compliance with a subpoena from Special Counsel Robert Mueller, Democrats on the House Intelligence Committee now want to speak with him.
They want me over at the grand jury. Screw that. Why do I have to go? Why? For what?
He's already had a series of explosive comments, saying the president knew of that infamous Trump Tower meeting with the Russians.
Trump may have very well done something during the election with the Russians. They know something on him. And Jake, I don't know what it is.
They know something on him.
And perhaps I'm wrong, but he did something.
The White House maintains there was no collusion. And South Korea now saying North Korea has indicated it's willing to denuclearize if its security is guaranteed. Trump tweeting, possible progress being made in talks with North Korea may be false hope, but the U.S. is ready to go hard in either direction.
I think that their statement and the statements coming out of South Korea and North Korea have been very positive. That would be a great thing for the world. Great thing for the world. So we'll see how it all comes about.
And breaking news to report to you tonight, coming from the Hill, the FBI just wrapping up a briefing with lawmakers. Congressman Ted Deutsch telling me that they spoke, of course, about Parkland. They centered primarily around how exactly they missed several tips coming into their offices. Congressman Ted Deutsch asking them why they didn't investigate social media more closely, asking as well why agents were not informed what the breakdown in communication was, and the congressman asking the FBI to brief family members directly, Lori and Calvin, about exactly what went wrong, but no new answers, just more disturbing details. We'll let you know as soon as we know when the FBI will hold those meetings with family members. For now, though, that's the very latest live from the White House. Back to you.